Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Priyank Goyal and I work as a software engineer at Google. In this video, I'll be sharing the preparation strategy and resources that I used when I was preparing for my coding interviews at Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook. Also, I'll be sharing the timeline in which I'll tell you that how much time I gave to different sections and also help you make your preparation strategy. Everything that I'll be sharing in this video is my personal experience. And this is something which is not just theoretical, this is something which is tried and tested, and I have followed it myself. And after preparing using this strategy, I was able to clear the software engineer interviews of Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and Google. So yeah, at least it worked for me. And I'm sure that if you follow it properly, you can also crack the interviews of your dream company. Just to set some context, if you are here for the first time, few months back, I made a video on my Google interview experience and uploaded the same on this YouTube channel. If you have not seen it already and you would like to know that how a Google interview process looks like, then you can just go ahead and check out that video. The link is in the description. So in that video, I've asked for suggestions for my next video and I've got the following top 3 suggestions. Suggestions were around to make videos on how I prepared for my coding interviews for all the 5 companies that I mentioned earlier, how I started competitive programming in college, and how in sharing the interview experiences of other companies, the other 4 apart from Google. So I thought that I'll take it one at a time, and this video is going to be about how I prepared for my coding interviews. Please do let me know in the comment section that what topic should I pick for my next video. 2 important things before I start. First thing is that this video is not monetized, which means that I'll not be making any money out of this video no matter how many views it will get. This video is kind of community contribution and I'm doing it so that people can get benefit out of my experience. Secondly, all the images, logos and music that I used in this video are royalty free and the links for the same can be found in the video description. I am explicitly stating that because I don't want this video to get stuck into copyright issues. To get the most out of this video, it's very important to understand that what was my goal. When I was preparing for the interviews, I was having 4 years of industry experience as a software engineer, and that was not the first time that I was preparing for the interviews. I've done it before once in the final year of my college, and again during my first company switch few years back, which means that this is the 3rd time when I was preparing for the interviews. Also, I just wanted to brush up on my algorithm and data structure skills so that I can prepare myself to solve coding problems that I haven't encountered before in an interview. This is very much required so that I do not just get blank out in an interview. So most of the parts of the rest of the video are people who have to brush up on things and who already have a basic understanding of data structures and algorithms. If you would like to have a video for beginners on how to start coding, just do let me know in the comments. So there are 3 things that you need to start with the preparation. Number 1 is strategy, number 2 is resources, and 3rd is the timeline. So in this video, I'll provide you with the strategy and resources and I'll tell you my timeline of preparation. But I know that this video will be watched by a global audience and different people have different timelines. So I'll try to help you make your preparation strategy as per your timeline. Getting started. I think getting started with the preparation is one of the toughest step in this whole journey. And I've seen myself struggling here too. This majorly happens because of lack of clarity on how to proceed and sometimes because of lack of motivation. And I think many of you might relate to this. As I was working as a full-time employee, I was not getting enough free time to get started with the preparation. I did some time calculations and I got to know that I'll get only 2 to 3 hours on weekdays for the preparation, given that I have to go to the office for around 8 to 9 hours and I have to spend time in commute, in sleep, etc. So on some weekend I got the motivation and I decided that okay, let's do it today, let's start it today. I was aware that if I started with something difficult, then there are very high chances that I'll just stop it again. So I thought that I'll start with something easy to just get the momentum. So I was working on Java since last 4 years. So I thought that just started looking into Java interview questions would be better. So another thing that I thought was that I'll have a fixed plan of action as there was no syllabus here. The questions are just too many. So if I prepare randomly without a plan, then I might not be able to do it that efficiently. And the third thing was that I will have a deadline for the task and will follow the deadlines and just try not skipping it, because the only thing I can do is just to give a try. To get the personalized preparation strategy and to get the most out of this video, I'll suggest you to get a pen and paper so that you can make your strategy as I explain mine. So yeah, just feel free to pause this video and get a pen and paper. So I made the following initial plan for the first 1 month. I thought that I'll give initial 1 week for looking into Java interview questions just to set the momentum and revise the basics of Java, which is also very important and can be asked in an interview. And in that 1 week, I'll also try to come up with a plan that how to use the next 3 weeks to brush up on algorithm and data structure skills topic wise. Again, you can pause this video and think about your timeline, that how much time you want to invest in these, and write it on a paper. So here are the different data structures and algorithms which are available. These are the common and the most used ones, and it doesn't cover all algorithms and data structures. So we have arrays. Arrays includes like 1D arrays, 2D arrays, which are also called matrices, and multiple dimension arrays. And then we have linked list, singly linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, etc. Then we have stacks and queues. In trees, there are different type of trees, but these three are the most commonly used, which are binary tree, binary search tree, and the heaps. And in graphs, we have DFS and BFS as the most used ones. And apart from that, in algorithm, we have dynamic programming, we have recursion and backtracking, and we have divide and conquer. And anything apart from it, I've put it in advanced data structure set, so that if I really get time, I can just go through that. So this is how I categorized it. If you don't find your favorite data structure here, that might be in the advanced data structure set. So now there are two ways to revise this whole thing. One is by picking one topic and just get into depth of it. For example, let's say you chose stack and you did 50 questions on stack, and after that you are like, okay, I'm perfect in this topic and I can do any question on stack, but that took you around 20 days. So the good thing here is that you are very confident on that topic, but the bad thing is that it takes a lot of time. And the second way to revise things are just to pick multiple topics and a few questions from each topic and revise breadth wise. The good thing here is that you will be in the same time you will be able to cover multiple topics. The bad thing is that you won't cover the topic in that much of detail. So you'll always feel that you should do more questions just to feel that you are more confident in that. So yeah, so the way that I chose was to do a revision breadth wise, because I was not having that much of time, and I thought that by picking multiple areas and choosing a few questions from each of them should do my work. So as you can see here, I have just marked it using numbers. So if you'll see, I have 12 numbers here. So basically I have 12 sections marked, and each section represents that each topic that I have to do. So given that we have 12 topics, and I know that I will be spending like 2 or 3 hours per day on this, the math here was that I thought of choosing 5 to 6 questions for each topic. That will convert to 70 questions around in 3 weeks, which will later come down to 3 to 4 questions per day, which is just an average, just a rough average of things, because this is how I thought. So in the end, I thought that I'll just these 3 to 4 questions per day is something which sounds doable to me, and I thought that in the 2 to 3 hours that I get each day on the weekday, I'll be able to just go ahead with this 3 to 4 questions per day. So yeah, what you can do is that you can enter the number of questions you want to do for each topic, which was 5 to 6 in my case, and the time limit you want to set, which was 3 weeks in my case. And you can get the idea of the number of questions you have to do per day as per your timeline. So once you have decided on how many questions to do, the next logical step is to choose those questions. Now, coding interview pattern is constantly evolving, and so the problems that are asked. The best way to get to know about the type of questions asked in the interviews is to choose the questions from recent interview questions. I was aware of this as when I was preparing for the interviews, I was having 4 years of industry experience, And in these years, I've been on both sides of the table, which means that I've given and I've taken interviews as well. So I was sure that choosing the recent questions is a good way to start. And now after joining Google, at the time of making this video, I've taken around 67 total interviews, which includes coding interviews and Googliness and leadership both. And out of these 67, 60 plus were coding interviews. So yeah, I still feel that that strategy was a good way to start. Now there are several websites available to practice these questions. I'll first tell you the resources that I used in my case, and then later I'll tell you some more that I came to know through from my friends and colleagues. So I chose the questions from Geeks for Geeks and LeadCode. Instead of just telling you about these, I thought that it would be better if I can just show you around. So let me just refresh it. So this is a website where you can go. The website is geeksforgeeks.org. And in this website, they have a specific section for the interview corner and the recent interview experience. So if you will just see here, this is the interview corner section. And here you can find the recent interview experiences for a lot of companies. So for example, if you'll see, you have Amazon, Microsoft, we have Adobe, we have Google also. And there are a lot of companies for which we have the recent interview experiences here. So what I did is that because we have a lot of interview experiences for Amazon, which is 833. So I thought that I'll just start with recent questions from Amazon interview experiences. Now, when I click Amazon interview experiences, here I can see that, what is the exact position for which the person has applied for this interview. So as you can see, these are for SD1, SD1, SD2. So yeah, I was having 4 years of industry experience, as I said. So I thought that interviews for SD2 is something that I can look for. So what I did is that I clicked on this SD2 interview experiences. Just like this, we have multiple SD2 interview experiences, and just click on it. And so when you will click on it, a page will open and you will see a lot of questions. So there are multiple rounds in interviews, and each round will contain some coding questions. So you can just check the question out and try to put it in the correct bucket. For example, let's say this question is print notes at a distance k from root. So this question is of trees. So you can just see that whether this question is of a binary tree or binary search tree, and you can just put it in the right bucket. Given that this interview experience is new, then this question is something which is asked recently to the person. So I just collected my questions like this, the recent interview questions. Also, the other section, this recent interview section is this. So here also you can just go ahead and just find the right interview experience for you, and just write the questions and collect it in the same bucket. So yeah, so Geeks for Geeks was the site by which I choose the recent interview questions, and to choose the top interview questions, I have another site which is called LeadCode. So yeah, this is the LeadCode site. You can type leadcode.com in the URL bar, and then you can go ahead with Explore. Now in Explore, you will see a lot of things, a lot of cards here, but the ones that we are interested in, this one, top interview questions. So now if you will see, the top interview questions have three categories, have three collections basically, which is one is easy, one is medium, and one is hard. So if you will just click on the easy one, then you will see that the URL is changed to top interview questions easy. And the good thing is that it contains all the questions topic wise, which means if you click to array, if you click to strings, linked list trees, then you will find some questions on string which are the top interview questions, which means that these questions are the ones which are most commonly asked. So now we have two combinations. So now we are revising like two combinations of questions. One is the most recently asked and one is the most asked. So this was the perfect way to get to know most of the questions. Now if you want, you can just click on medium and you will find a different set of questions for this. So yeah, you can pick some questions from here. And again, if you are confident enough on your current status, then yeah, you can just go ahead and with the hard problem. So in my case, what I did was that I chose the medium collection and I picked all the problems from here. And so I picked the questions from medium collection, and apart from that, whatever questions are left, I picked from Geeks for Geeks recent interview. So yeah, this is how I combined and I got the 70 questions that I thought of doing. And you can also choose the questions like this. So I'll just also share few other resources for interview preparation or competitive programming with you. If you search over the internet, you'll find a lot of other resources available for it. I have listed a few of them. It's in no sense it's the complete list. I'm just writing down a few that I've heard or personally used. If there is any good website or resource left which is not mentioned here, just feel free to drop a comment so that people can be aware of it. Also, apart from these websites, which is CodeChef, Codeforces, Podge, HackerRank, Career Cup Interview Bit, Interview Cake, and Codility, I've also shared one book which is Cracking the Coding Interview. This is actually a really nice book, and I haven't used it for the preparation right now, but I have used it once, when I was in college and when I was preparing for my first switch after college. This book. This is a really nice book. This is written by Gail L. McDowell, who is also the founder of Career Cup, and this book contains some nice questions. And if you want, you can just go ahead with the revision with this book also. The PDF of this book is widely available, so you can just go ahead and search it over the internet. And if you want, the link for the PDF is also available in the description. So yeah, you can just go ahead and check that out. Okay, the next step after choosing the questions is how to practice solving questions the right way. The steps that I followed were solving questions using pen and paper plus write on code editor for the first half of the questions, which means that this is required because in our regular job we use code editors to write code. Now that code editors have functionalities like autocomplete, auto suggest, syntax checking, and much more. In most of the interviews, you will be given a whiteboard or a sheet of paper to write code, and which will not have these functionalities. So it's better to practice in an already constrained environment so that you do not feel this later when you are giving an actual interview. And when you write code on paper, there are no such functionalities available. So to verify that whatever code you have written is correct, I do need to do this double work of writing it both on paper and then writing it on code editor, just to make sure that I'm not doing any syntaxing issues. I did this for almost half of the questions, so I chose around 70 questions, and I did this for around 30-35 questions. And after that, I was not making any compilation issues, any syntax errors, and I also remembered all the syntax. So yeah. So once once this is done, I was good for the second step, which is just to do it on paper because there was no compilation issues. Also, one more thing is just to be sure of the big O notation, the time and space complexities. What are the multiple solutions of the problems? Because you will be writing only one solution, but just think about the multiple solutions and the trade-offs between the different data structures that you have chose to solve the question. This is also helpful, and this might be also required in the interview. So yeah, this is the continued plan. After 1 month, I was successfully able to do the questions that I decided earlier, and now it's the time to set the target for the next 1 month. So my target for the next 1 month that I said was that first one was to solve at least 15 full interview experiences from Geeks for Geeks. So now, given that I was gaining some confidence, I thought that I'll just choose Amazon SD2 interviews from Geeks for Geeks, as I thought that there are a lot of Amazon interviews available and the questions asked in Amazon are good and are of a really high bar, and practicing these questions will be great for me. So also I used the extra time. I used to get some extra time on weekends, so I thought that I'll also do some work around my communication skills, because this is actually a very important skill in an interview. And also I tried to do some mock data structure and algorithm interviews towards the end of the month on sites like Pram. Pram is a very good site, and it also provides a few free mock interviews, so you can just go ahead and check that out. And also I thought that if I really get some time, then I'll just check out some more advanced data structures in the end. So advanced data structures include things like ABL trees, red black trees, B-trees, Fibonacci heaps, and other stuff which are not asked generally in an interview. If you're not applying on a very, like, very specific companies do ask this, but yeah, they are not asked in very general interviews. And this was the final plan. The plan for the next 1 month pretty sorted. After practicing for 2 months and gaining enough confidence, I started applying to various companies. Also, I worked on brushing up on my system design part parallelly. So because I was having experience of a few years, so system design was also one thing that asked to me. So yeah, I just did that in the end because there is nothing much to revise in that. It's something that we mostly use while doing the projects. So just a brush up is required for it, nothing else. This was the order in which I applied for the interviews. One tricky thing here was that I applied for Facebook interviews in the mid of the second month, as I was aware as I was applying for a Facebook office which is outside India, and I was aware that the application process will take time. Rest of the offices were in India, so the application process was not that long and not that time consuming. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have used this same strategy and I was able to get the software engineer job offers from 4 of them, basically all except Facebook. I really hope that you got some takeaways from this video, and that will help you in your upcoming interviews. Do let me know if you found this video helpful and useful in the comment section, and please share this video with your network so that this will help reaching it out to someone who is in need of guidance, and also help me choosing the next topic for my video. Just please comment that what you would like to see in the next video. If you would like to know more about me or my background or my coding profiles, you can just do a Google search with the keyword Priyank20011. This is my username on all the coding sites that I used. So yeah, these are the coding sites or the social sites that I have. So I just go ahead and check that out. So this is careers.google.com, which is the official website for all the openings that Google has. So you can just go ahead on this website and you can just see that which all teams or which all areas you want to search for job for. For example, if you want a job in engineering and technology division, so you can just go ahead and click there and click see all jobs, and then you'll get a lot of filters, like filters for the role, the name of the role that you want, filters for locations, degree and stuff. So yeah, well, that's it from my side. Stay healthy and stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.